Apologies that this video couldn't be recorded live in class as planned. There was no way to get the video onto the big screen, and even when I tried my various backup plans, all of them failed, including the one where I was just going to stream straight to YouTube and then just put it on the big screen. So that was ended, and I'm now doing it separately. So this is my live reaction of sorts to the Stanley Parable. Let's see how this goes. Let me load up the game. And let me make sure that you guys can see it. Give it a moment. All right, I see the game has appeared. Oh, whoops. There we go. This screen looks... Oh, I loaded up the wrong thing. Excuse me, that was the demo. We need to play the actual game. Apologies. Let's go. This is the real thing. Presented by Galactic Cafe. Not really sure what all this is in back. Alright, and here we are. We're playing the Stanley Parable. I got that thing going on up there. Ignore those. Let me double check really quickly that everything looks good. I've got all the advanced settings and things good. Okay. Back. Extras. Oh! Let's enable this achievement. And of course, just hitting that one button gets me an achievement. Already we're messing with us. Already the game's messing with us. Alright, let's go back. And let's begin. Make sure I get the sound up. Sounds good. Let's go. This is never the end. This is never the end. This is never the end. Wait. Never the end is never the end. Wait. The end is never the end is never... Or end is never the... Wait. So how am I supposed to say this? Is never the end, is never the end, is never the end? Is never the end, and never the end, and never, and never, and never, and never, and never. Somehow that just puts that in your head. Now, why is it taking so long to load? I would have thought this would have been nice and quick. At least the demo was. We got a little more progress there. Almost there. Almost there. I don't think the game is messing with us yet, besides all this down here. I think that we can ignore. Well, no. This we can ignore in terms of messing with us. This is never the end.
This is the story of a man named Stanley.
Okay.
Stanley worked for a company in a big building where he was employee number 427.
This sounds familiar.
Employee number 427's job was simple. He sat at his desk in room 427 and he pushed buttons on the keyboard.
That sounds similar to what I do all day.
Monitor on his desk, telling him what buttons to push, how long to push them, and in what order.
Okay.
This is what employee 427 did every
Even a monkey
day,
could do it.
every month of every year. And although others might have considered it soul-rending, Stanley relished every moment that the orders came in, as though he had been made exactly for this job. And Stanley
made for the job.
And then
someone had to
day,
make this
something
game.
very peculiar happened. Something that would forever change Stanley. Something he would never quite forget. He had been at his desk for nearly an hour when he realized that not one single order had arrived on the monitor for him to follow.
Gasp!
No one had showed up to give him instructions, call a meeting, or even say hi. Never in all his years at the company had this happened, this complete isolation. Something was very clearly wrong. Shocked, frozen solid, Stanley found himself unable to move for the longest time. But as he came to his wits and regained his senses, he got up from his desk and stepped out of his office.
Okay. What if I did this? Alright, we're already moving. That does nothing yet. Alright, let me check all the buttons, make sure. Oh no, I can't pick up my cup. What's over here? Alright, every time I click I hear a noise in the background. Okay, let me check every key. I want to make sure if I'm missing a control. Okay, I mean it looks... Oh, okay, so I can crouch.
All of his co-workers were gone.
Okay.
What could it mean? Stanley decided
It means
to go
they
to
had
the
a
meeting room.
better room
Perhaps
to
he had
work in
simply
than I
missed
did.
a
I
memo.
was stuck in a lifeless area. Oh, and the door closed. Let me in. It might have been a lifeless area, but it was my lifeless area. Let me in. Ah, oh well, it's nicer out here. All lit up and everything. I like it. Alright, moving on. And I will tell you now, besides coughing, that a friend of mine told me a path I should take to play the game, since this was originally going to be a short thing to do in class. So he gave me a 7-minute path to one of the endings that he said I can work with. We'll see how that goes, but first I want to futz around a little bit since now I have more time. Oh! I didn't mean to turn that off. I was trying to read it. Let's see what's going on over here. If I do that, yep, that turned that off. I hope I'm not affecting the ending that I'm supposed to get, though. Okay, well, I can do stuff. Game, I know you're trying very, very hard, but will you please just leave me alone? This would not have worked if I did it live in class. Oh. Okay.
When Stanley came to a set of 2 open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Wait, why is there a window of light there? There wasn't, it was just more rooms. Okay, well, the narrator says to go left, and my friend says go left. Okay, more of those leaves. Well, that's nice. Almost looks like a painting, but that might just be the graphics quality, texture quality, and everything, because this is a few years old of a game, even though I have it at high settings. Okay.
Yet there was not a single person here either. Feeling a wave of disbelief, Stanley decided to go up to his boss's office, hoping he might find an answer there.
Okay. Who is Franz? Franz, whoever he is. Do not alter without consulting the whiteboard manager. I do not know. Oh, Termination Tuesdays. Woohoo! We're broke Wednesdays. Well, didn't mean to do that to the vase or vase. What is it called, a vase or a vase? Alright, weekly review, mergers, ideas, development, bosses inspection. Oh boy, legal stuff. Okay, there's plenty on the whiteboard here. RSOF 02 and 01. No clue if that's important or not, but hey, look, a cup. Woo! Rate of increase per slot. What? The Boss Appreciation Minute. On your Boss Appreciation Minute worksheet, circle the top 20 things you love most about your boss. Fill out in triplicate and turn to your boss. Hey, I was reading that. Solving interpersonal conflict. If you ever find yourself in a conflict with another vigilant employee like yourself, but more inclined towards conflict, unless you're the kind of person who... Hey, I was reading that! Who's... Where's... Oh, there's the projector. Dreams of the future. Success, plant life, spring break. And spring break, I'll take it. Well, actually, we're about to go into summer break, so... Talk less. Do unbelievable, amazing work all the time, every day, with no expectation of promotion or recognition. Don't get fired. I'll take it. Good tips. Good tips. Present coworkers. Take it out passive. I can confirm 100% of the time that works. Slides and okay. Well, there's plenty of stuff here that I really want to look at, but only so much time that I should be doing this for. Everyone is. Aw, thank you. Okay, all right. I need to move on before this gets too long. Ooh, the broom closet. Oh. Is this going to be a problem? Hello.
Stanley stepped into the broom closet, but there was nothing here, so he turned around and got back on track.
I will do what the narrator says.
Coming to a staircase, Stanley walked upstairs to his boss's office.
Alright, so now my friend told me we need to go downstairs. Alright. Let's see what this does for us. It's under here. Some sort of cardboard box. Maybe someone was sleeping there. Got a fire hose.
But Stanley just couldn't do it. He considered the possibility of facing his boss, admitting he had left his post during work hours. He might be fired for that.
Oh no!
And in such a competitive economy, why had he taken that risk? All because he believed everyone had vanished? His boss would think he was crazy. And then something occurred to Stanley. Maybe, he thought to himself, maybe I am crazy. All of my co-workers blinking mysteriously out of existence in a single moment for no reason at all? None of it made any logical sense. And as Stanley pondered this, he began to make other strange observations. For example, why couldn't he see his feet when he looked down?
Oh, God!
Why did doors close automatically behind him wherever he went? And for that matter, these rooms were starting to look pretty familiar. Were they simply repeating? No, Stanley said to himself, this is all too strange. This can't be real. And at last, he came to the conclusion that had been on the tip of his tongue. He just hadn't found the words for it. I'm dreaming! He yelled. This is all a dream. Oh, what a relief Stanley felt to have finally found an answer, an explanation. His co-workers weren't actually gone. He wasn't going to lose his job. He wasn't crazy after all. And he thought to himself, I suppose I'll wake up soon. I'll have to go back to my boring real-life job pushing buttons. I may as well enjoy this while I'm still lucid. So, he imagined himself flying and began to gently float above the ground. He imagined himself soaring through space on a magical starfield, and it too appeared. It was so much fun, and Stanley marveled that he had still not woken up. How was he remaining so lucid? And then perhaps the strangest question of them all entered Stanley's head.
What?
One he was amazed he hadn't asked himself sooner. Why is there a voice in my head dictating everything that I'm doing and thinking? Now the voice was describing itself being considered by Stanley.
You think?
He found it particularly strange. I'm dreaming about a voice describing me, thinking about how it's describing my thoughts, he thought. And while he thought it all very odd, and wondered if this voice spoke to all people in their dreams, the truth was that, of course, this was not a dream. How could it be? Was Stanley simply deceiving himself, believing that if he's asleep, he doesn't have to take responsibility for himself? Stanley is as awake right now as he's ever been in his life. Now, hearing the voice speak these words was quite a shock to Stanley. After all, he knew for certain, beyond a doubt, that this was in fact a dream.
You're taking the words out of my mouth.
To make the magical stars just a moment ago? How else would the voice explain all that? This voice was a part of himself too. Surely, if he could just... He would prove it. He would prove that he was in control, that this was a dream. So he closed his eyes gently, and he invited himself to wake up.
I'm not closing my eyes though. How am I in
He felt the
control?
cool weight of the blanket on his skin. the press of the mattress on his back, the fresh air of a world outside this one. Let me wake up, he thought to himself. I'm through with this dream. I wish it to be over. Let me go back to my job. Let me continue pushing the buttons. Please, it's all I want.
Are you sure?
I want my apartment, and my wife, and my job.
I have a wife?
All I want is my life exactly the way it's always been. My life is normal. I am normal. Everything will be fine.
Nothing is normal about this situation.
I am okay.
And we're still here.
Stanley began screaming. Please, someone wake me up. My name is Stanley. I have a boss. I have an office. I am real. Please, just someone tell me I am real. I must be real. I must be. Can anyone hear my voice? Who am I? Who am I?
And nothing happened.
Everything went black. This is the story of a woman named Mariella.
Oh.
Mariella woke up on a day like any other. She arose, got dressed, gathered her belongings, and walked to her place. What happened to Stamp? But on this particular day, her walk was interrupted by the body of a man who had stumbled through town talking and screaming to himself, and then collapsed dead on the sidewalk. And although she would soon turn to go call for an ambulance, for just a few brief moments, she considered the strange man. He was obviously crazy. This much she knew.
Maybe I'm crazy now. No, I've always been crazy.
And in that moment, she thought to herself how lucky she was to be normal. I am sane. I am in control of my mind.
Well, screw you.
I know what is real and what isn't. It was comforting to think this, and in a certain way, seeing this man made her feel better. But then she remembered the meeting she had scheduled for that day. The very important people whose impressions of her would affect her career, and by extension, the rest of her life.
Yeah, well,
she had no
get
time
out of
for
here.
this, so it was only a moment that she stood there, staring down at the body. And then she turned and ran.
And ran. Yeah. Okay, so I don't know what's real. Okay, is never the end is never, the end is never. And we're... So, wait, was that an ending? Okay, so what did we take from this? I don't know, something like this is real. Something like this isn't? I think that's what it's trying to say. But at the same time, screwing with me? I really hope all this is coming through. It's like I was seeing stars in my eyes. I don't know. I thought I'd be able to riff on this more, but no, it's riffing on me. So
all of his co-workers were gone. What could it mean?
It could
Stanley
mean that you're
decided to go
dumb.
to the meeting room. Perhaps he had simply missed a memo.
Missed a memo. Like maybe this one here that I can't read.
No matter how hard Stanley looked, he couldn't find a trace of his co-workers.
I'll just take a moment more with this. Let's get back to the room with the two doors. Yeah, Brian.
When Stanley came to a set of two open doors, he entered the door on his left.
Let's take this really quickly and see if something else is going to happen when we go up.
Yet there was not a single person here either.
Yep,
Feeling
noted.
a wave of disbelief,
you know what?
Stanley decided to go up to...
Go in the broom closet.
No, not again. I won't be part of this. I'm not going to encourage you. I'm not going to say anything at all. I'm just going to be patient and wait for you to finish whatever it is you enjoy doing so much in this room. Please take your time.
Okay. At least you acknowledge that I've been in here before. Well, yeah, of course you'd acknowledge I've been in here before. Yay, broom. Light. Cough. Box. Is there really nothing I can do? If I crouch, do that. Okay. That better? Okay. Now let's go back in again. Oh boy. Maybe we should just sweep this whole thing under the rug, shall we? What a weird game. I think I'll play more of it. At least I can mark it as beaten on my list now. Alright. I hope you had some sort of sixth sense of enjoyment out of this. Because I'm not sure if I did. I'm confused. I think I need to go more into this game and figure out what it's trying to do to me. In the meantime, this has been a good quarter of class, and I guess I'll see you around school. And for everyone else viewing on YouTube that have no clue what's going on, this was for class, and yeah, now you got to see a live reaction to the Stanley Parable. So, have a good one, guys.